Hello, ladies. How are we?
Hi, ladies. How are you going?
Today's topic is about 3 critical things that are holding most women back from creating the love and the life that they really want for themselves, especially around dating, obviously, because dating is topical right now. Number 1, when people get to a point where they choose to be alone because they don't want to be hurt again, because they don't want to make the same mistakes again. And that is honestly one of the biggest things that stops most people from getting into a healthy relationship, because they get to a point where it's like, what's the point of even trying? All I'm going to do is get hurt again. All I'm going to do is, be disappointed again. And, it's not worth the effort. And that right there, that is a belief, ladies. That is a choice. And we're not saying we don't understand your choice, because, we work and we talk to ladies every single day who've been through horrific experiences with men. So we know why you make this decision. And there's absolutely no judgment from our point or anybody else's perspective, because we all understand how challenging it is to go out there and date with limited tools, limited knowledge, limited skills in how to date effectively to get amazing results. And we all know that there's good guys out there, there's bad guys out there, there is everything in between. And there's limitations on how do we get to the good ones. How do we actually attract them into our life? How do we spot the ones who are going to treat us well? How do we spot the ones who aren't going to treat us well?
When you give up dreaming, when you give up believing that anything greater is possible for you, then what you tend to do is start to play small, and you start to settle, and you start to numb yourself from even believing that it's possible. So many ladies, when I ask them, what do you want? What would what would be your ideal day? They have given up dreaming. They've stopped believing, and they've stopped thinking that maybe one day for them that it's going to be possible. And what they do then is what we call soothing. They keep themselves busy doing whatever it is that they have to do, so they don't have to think about what they're missing out on or what they haven't got in their life. None of this there's anything wrong with, but I just want you in this exercise to start looking at and being consciously aware about, do you keep yourself busy all the time? Because the truth is, we can keep ourselves busy and fill our life, but being busy is not the same as being fulfilled.
The belief that there's no good men available. They're all taken, and the only ones out there, they're all liars, they're all cheaters, they're all thieves, they're all got bad intentions, and they just want one thing, and that's sex. Don't get me wrong, ladies. Obviously, there are broken guys out there, just like there are broken women. Yeah. There are guys out there with the wrong intentions. There are guys out there who don't have the wrong intentions. They're just not emotionally healthy. And we definitely want you to stay away from them, right? Because they've got their own work to do, their own healing to do, their own growth to be able to get to a point where they can have the life that they want for themselves. So what we really want to encourage you and remind you is, if you really just take a second, you know that there are good men in your life somewhere. It doesn't matter who I have spoken to, even women who have gone through the absolute worst situations with men. And yet still, those same women, once we help them to strip away from that and look in the rest of their life, they still knew some good men. They still knew some men who were good. But sometimes when they're so focused on the pain and the hurt and the betrayal and everything else they've gone through, they lost sight of the fact that even in their own life, they knew some men who were good. And out there in the rest of the world, ladies, there are billions of men. What you want first is to get clear on what is the type of man that you want to be in a relationship with. Not just what you don't want, okay? Not just what you don't want to be hurt again. You don't want to be betrayed again. You don't want to be lied to again. If you focus so heavily, and we all do this, ladies, naturally as humans, we focus on what we don't want. The problem with that is when we're focusing on what we don't want, we're putting that energy out there. So if you go out there dating and you're putting out the energy, I don't want to be hurt, I don't want to be betrayed, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that, that's the energy you're putting out there. And unfortunately, the unconscious reaction to that is it attracts exactly what it is that you don't want. That hurt, that betrayal, that desperation, that fear, that insecurity, that doubt, that actually attracts those types of guys who you've had in the past. And that's why if you want to attract the good guys, which there are huge amounts of good guys out there, ladies, good guys who've been hurt by other women who were hurt by other men, good guys who've been in loving relationships who their partner died, good guys who've just never managed to find an amazing partner because they, whatever reason, they weren't skilled at talking to women. There's so many good men out there who just in midlife, just like you, for whatever reason, aren't in a beautiful relationship.
It doesn't matter where you're at, ladies. It doesn't matter what your past is. What matters now is what you do from here. And I want you to start to really get focused on who you are right here, right now. What is it that you can do to change and create a better life for yourself? So you're not just soothing and burying your feelings and keeping yourself busy being a babysitter or doing other things to entertain yourself. What is it that you want? And you actually get really present with that. And then what do you need to do to change your situation? You know, and the only person that starts this chain forward is you. No one's coming along to do your work, and nobody's coming along who is going to be the amazing man that you want if you don't heal yourself. And if you are still hurting and you're not trusting and you've got all these scars and pain from the past, then you're going to miss the best guys. And you're going to keep attracting the guys, and that's going to reinforce your limitations and your limiting beliefs. So we want to upskill you, and for you to know that you can become bigger, better and bolder and brighter and more beautiful, that you can see your own value and worth, because everybody will only ever take you on your own recommendation. And unless you see your own greatness, and unless you see how beautiful you are and what you bring to the table, nobody else is going to see it.
Another one of the biggest reasons is because they haven't yet made it an absolute must to create the results they really want for themselves.